ಗುಮ್ಲಾಪುರ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಾ? ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದಾ? Hey, hello everyone. Welcome back. It's a beautiful morning today, and I'm super excited for today just because I'm starting a totally new series on the legendary hunter Kenneth Anderson. For those of you who don't know about Kenneth Anderson, he was fondly called as the Jim Corbett of the South, and he went on a lot of adventures following man-eating tigers and leopards and rogue elephants in the south, in the forests of South India. So those who have read his books would know how exhilarating and thrilling his adventures really were. So even though we can't live those adventures now, I just wanted to get a piece of it, wherein I wanted to go on the trail of his adventures, go and visit the places where he actually, shot the man-eating, whatever it was, leopard or tiger. So this is one of my attempts, wherein I'm actually starting to follow his adventures, and I wanted to live his adventures rather than just read through the books. So I'm starting off with one of the stories that he has written in Nine Man-Eaters and One Rogue, wherein he mentioned about a man-eating leopard, so the spotted devil of Gummalapur. So that is where I'm heading now. So I want to go to visit. I want to visit Gummalapur and then actually go to the place where he actually shot that leopard. So the easier way to reach Gummalapur is via Anekal, but I wanted to have a bit of an adventure myself. So I actually reached Maralwadi, and then from there I'm attempting to cross this stretch of Banagata National Park at a place near Maralwadi. So I don't know exactly the place. I mean, Google Maps won't show this route. So look at this place. I'm just alone here. There's a dry river bed, beautiful one which Kenneth used to follow several times. Because you get to see a lot of animal tracks there, and then the hills on this side. So I'm attempting to reach Gummalapur via a forest road, and then let's see if we can find the place where he shot that leopard. Where is the road, man? There's no road. In the middle of the jungle. This looks like a dirt track, man, isn't it? Come on. Whoa, yeah, made it. That's beautiful. Whoa. This stretch of road is pretty bad, giving me a workout. Like this, it's all uphill. So village was in the valley, and to reach Gummalapur I have to cross the hills. surface is very slippery here. Alright. So I think I've come out of the forest here. So they're constructing an anti-poaching camp there, I think. So initially I wondered what these hangings are. And then I realized it is actually connected to the power line. So this is a totally different, this is the first time I'm seeing. There's an elephant barricade. There's a main power line going there, and then they have hung these metal strips down. And they keep swaying. They look beautiful, but it will give you a shock. So that's meant to deter elephants from crossing this barrier. Quite innovative. So I successfully navigated through that forest patch. The roads were pretty broken. I was hoping the tires would hold up. Thankfully, because I don't have any backup plan also. So yeah, things went on fine. And now I am in the outskirts of Gumbalapur. So I'm not going to go to the Gumbalapur village itself. I'm just on the outskirts of it. So the interesting thing about Gumbalapur in the story is Kenneth actually came here, spent 3 nights in the village of Gumbalapur trying to catch the leopard. First night he actually sat in front of a village hut, but considering that was quite risky, he actually, the next 2 nights he sat inside a hut with a human dummy that he got made in that village itself, so that it would attract the leopard, and the door being kept open. The leopard did come on the 3rd day, but unfortunately Kenneth had fallen asleep by then, so he missed shooting the leopard in Gumbalapur. So what happened next was he actually went to another place called as Devarabetta. So that is around 10 kilometers from Gumbalapur, and that is where he actually shot that leopard. And that is what I'm going to do now. So now that I've covered Gumbalapur, I'm going to go to Devarabetta to see where exactly he shot that leopard. So let's go. So this is a Narasimha Swami temple in Gumbalapur. It's not open now anyway. Okay, I see Devarabetta there at a distance. Beneath that hills, the village is located. That's getting definitely closer. Alright, so we have arrived at the village of Devarabetta. Several houses seem to be newly constructed, so I'm not sure if I can find the actual house where he shot the leopard. In Devarabetta ಊರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 70 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಚಿರತೆ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ದು ಯಾರೋ ಬಂದು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಯಾವ ಮನೆ ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ ಈ ಊರಲ್ಲಿರೋರಿಗೆ? ಚಿರತೆ ಹೊಡೆದಿದ್ರು. 70 ವರ್ಷ. ಹಾಂ, ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ವಾ? ಏನಮ್ಮ? ದೇವರಬೆಟ್ಟದಾಗ 70 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಚಿರತೆ ಹೊಡೆದಿತ್ತಂತೆ. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರಿ. So this is exactly the road where Kenneth shot the leopard. It's just that I was not able to figure out the house in front of which he sat and shot the leopard. There are some houses which are very old like this, but nobody seems to know where he shot the leopard. But yeah, nevertheless, it's good to know or come closest to the place where he shot the leopard. Well, I've arrived at the Devarabetta village. I inquired about around in the village, and several houses are newly built, and it's 70-80 years back is when Kenneth shot this leopard, and nobody in the village knows anything about the leopard, so it's quite expected. That's fine. But wanted to show one more thing here. Kenneth actually mentioned the leopard actually arrived from the village tank, the muddy village tank, and he was sitting right there in the village over there at some house. And he mentions the leopard actually came from the village tank in that night, and I found this tank, so I think this must be the tank. It's the village tank here. So most likely the leopard came from the forest over there, and there was some noise of some birds because of that in this tank, and then it headed towards the village. So that's how he actually got to know about the leopard arriving at the village. And now there is a beautiful hill there, Devar Betta. I'm going to try and climb this now. I'm sure that will have a very good view from top of that. Kenneth actually writes in the book that he owes his life to a dog. What happens is, as he was waiting there in that village that night, a dog actually walked up to him and he gave a few biscuits, so the dogs decided to sit with him for the night. And then the leopard came from the tank, and the dog actually warned him. Eventually, when it made the final dash, the leopard towards Kenneth, dog just barked just few seconds before, and Kenneth got to know the approach of that leopard. So he was ready and he actually shot the leopard. So he says he owes his life to that dog. He eventually took the dog home as well, and he named it Nipper. And I think the dog stayed with him for quite a while. Another thing is, in the story he mentions, just before the leopard came, a tiger called in the forest behind. And because the village is very close by to the forest edge, he could clearly hear the tiger roar. So that's the forest on that end, and it's good that there is one tiger as per the current latest census in these forests. And tigers are coming back. They should come back and reclaim this place, which is rightly theirs. Okay, I reached the top. There's a small temple over here, which is closed. Here you have a good view of the pond, which I just visited a little while ago. But my interest is of checking out the forest on the other side. Now this is what we call a temple with a view. This seems to be a pretty well-known temple, and there are decent stairs to reach here as well. There's nobody here today. I don't know if it's not open today or something like that. But yeah, I am enjoying the solitude anyway, and with a view like this, oh, it's just magical. I'm going to sit here for a while and just soak in this environment. So it's getting properly hot now, so I'm going to quickly climb down. So this is an elephant trench. This most likely seems to be a place where elephants have found a weakness here. They've got down there and climbed up from here. You can see the marks, and they've entered the lush green fields here maybe. Place is caved in. So I could have headed back to Bangalore from the main road which starts from there, but I saw there's a mud route which, you know, goes along the forest edge for a distance. So I'm thinking I'll take this route a little distance and then I can take a right somewhere and then reach the main road. Wow, I see some really old buildings here. And these don't seem to be village homes. Not sure what this was. Maybe this is something that is 100 years old. Now just left in ruins. Like you can see, this road borders the forest edge. This side is the village. And they made these beautiful curtains, hanging curtains for the elephants. Nice. Well, it's almost 11 now and the sun is really getting hot in the summer. And when it is this hot, you realize the importance of a tree. Maybe a lesson for all city dwellers. Alright, so what an adventure it has been. I can see Devarbetta at a distance behind me, and to walk the path of Kenneth Anderson, even though I just visited the place where he shot, it's still been quite an adventure. And yeah, that's all I have for now. I'm going to find the trail. I will still have to dodge this curtain of electric fences, and hopefully I can do that and then reach the main road. And yeah, that's about it for now. Until next time, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. Bye.